Welcome to our webinar this evening on T-levels for construction and engineering. We're going to start off with Helen Drury, who'll introduce our construction T-levels, and then Scott Hutton will talk about our engineering courses. So we'll have the chance for questions as well, and we are on a bit of a delay. So if you've got any questions, do ask them as you go along, because it takes a few moments for it to come to us. So please make sure if you've got any questions at all, put them up in the Q&A section and we'll pick them up as we go along. Okay, so that just leaves me to introduce Helen Drury. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Helen Drury. I'm the lead for T-levels in the college. So I'll be taking you through the construction presentation on the construction T-level, which starts in September 2022 for the first time in the college. So if we have a look at the overview of the T-level, today we'll be looking at that. And then the T-level pathways, which are what the students select in their second year. And then why choose Farnborough, and the progression routes that are possible after the T-level and how to apply. So the T-levels were designed with employers, so they had panels to ensure that the content of the T-level meets the needs of the industry. So T-levels are designed to meet skills gaps nationally and are up to date and industry relevant. A major part of the T-level is a 45-day work placement, which we do find for students in local industry, or at least, you know, within a 25-mile radius. We aim to do that, and they will be matched, the student with the industry or with the employer, with clear expectations and targets, so that it's a mutually agreed placement, so the employer knows what the student's doing and the student knows what they will have to do to achieve a good placement. And the T-level boosts a student's careers prospects by teaching you hands-on technical skills. So the first year does tend to be theory and practice in a much wider range than a BTEC level 3, because it has a large content and a lot more teaching hours as part of the course. So it is equivalent to 3 A-levels, and from a T-level your son or daughter will be able to go on to a further career. They might choose an apprenticeship at a level 4, or go on to a university course, or even find a university apprenticeship. So in terms of what the T-level contains, there's the core content. We call the first year the core year, and in there you'll cover the key theories, skills, concepts for your chosen pathways. So everything in terms of all the key elements, as we call them. And then in year 2, you'll do an occupational specialism, and in construction that's one of 4 choices, so we'll look at that in a moment. And then obviously the industry placement of 45 days can be covered over the 2 years, not necessarily in year 1. Usually in year 2, when students have gained enough core knowledge, enough knowledge to be able to go out to the employer and be able to take part in projects or ongoing work that they're undertaking, so that they're contributing in a beneficial way to both the student and the employer. So construction T-level. So they're for 16 to 18s and 18-year-olds, and they're over 2 years. And they explore not just basics of construction, but also has the content of science. It uses computer-aided design, using regulations and legal aspects and techniques that underpin the construction of buildings. So you might look at building houses and look at the law and the whole process of how you would build that, from getting planning permission through to the sign off that the house can be handed over to the buyer. So it's looking at the whole process. And obviously we look at sustainability now as well. In terms of the 3 construction pathways, so these are the 3 T-levels that are available rather than the pathways in the second year. So there are 3 T levels in construction: building services, engineering, design, surveying and planning, which is the one we're focusing on mainly, which is where we're encouraging students to take that one up, which is broader and has more opportunities, and on-site construction. So the building services engineering has a lot of occupational specialist content, and these are the choices for the second year. So the first year is a broad coverage of all aspects of construction. I know it says engineering, but it is construction, and it has these specialist pathways in their second year. And then the next one, which is the main one that we're covering. These are the associated careers that you can take up from that T level. They are meeting skills gaps identified by government. So a lot of these are technician roles. If we move on to the next, which is the one we really want to focus on in construction, design, surveying and planning. And then the specialism in year 2 is surveying and design for construction and the built environment, which a lot of the students have chosen as our most popular pathway. Civil engineering is the second largest pathway. And then thirdly, hazardous materials analysis and surveying is the third, followed by building services and building services design. So those are the main pathways that we do really want to focus on next year from September. And the sort of careers you can get into are obviously the technician level, which is equivalent of level 4 in terms of education speak, and technical surveyor, but they are offering real chances to get into construction at that level, or go to university or take up an apprenticeship. The on-site is something that we already do at Aldershot. We have level 1, level 2 in bricklaying, carpentry and joinery, plastering, painting and decorating. And this would be the next step in terms of level 3, A-level equivalent. And obviously the careers that are related to that are transparent, I think, being a carpenter, plasterer. And obviously at a level 3, with a level 3 qualification, you'd have the chance to get into management with that background. I think if anyone has any questions at this stage, I'm going to answer them now rather than at the end, and then Scott will carry on with the engineering presentations. So if anyone wants to ask me anything about construction.
What we'll do is, because there's a slight delay, there's sort of a 30-second delay, we'll just hold the fort while people have the chance to ask those. Is there anything, Helen, that people ask about T levels in particular, you know, the differences between them and established ones? You know, is there a
Well, I suppose T levels are new for us as a college in construction, so this will be the first time we're offering level 3 qualifications. So I think it's students who are usually parents come in for open days and ask about progression routes to university or level 4 apprenticeships. So it is an academic course. I think we have to be clear about that. It is academic. It does require coming into college over 4 days, and you know, clearly there are exams to do. It's not assessment based or continual assessment. It's exams at the end of the first year. You've got 2 core exams and an employer set project. They're all set from the awarding organisation. They're not set by us as a college, so they are national. And the same at the end of second year, where students do 2 set examinations and 1 employer set project. So the employer set projects are running over, it depends on the T level, 10, 12, 14 hours. So they'll have scheduled slots where they work on that on the computer.
So we've had a question come in. It says, do you have any links in with local companies to place jobs after the qualification?
So yes, we are working with some of the major construction companies locally, such as Berkeley Homes, Barratt Homes, Churchill's. So we are working with them, and we would want to have their input into the course, not just have them helping with 45-day placements. So those are some of the companies we're working with. And yes, we definitely do get our students snapped up for specific roles, and we would be looking to progress them into jobs if that was the choice of the student.
Thank you. We've had another question. My daughter wants to be a bricklayer. She is in year 10 now. What would be her next move?
So if she wanted to be very practical, and depending on her GCSE results, obviously if she didn't achieve very well, she could start on a level 1 or a level 2 in brick at Aldershot. If she's academic, she could come in after her GCSEs. If she's got her English and maths for the construction T level, it would be required that she has a grade 4 to 9 in GCSE English and maths, and 2-3 more GCSEs, 4 to 9, then she could come onto the T level on the on-site construction T level.
Great, thank you. So that's there's no new questions that have come in. So I think that means we've got a chance now to go over to our engineering T levels. So thank you, Helen, for the information. And I think you're off now. Oh, I have had one come through actually, Helen, just in the nick of time, just before you go. Would you recommend taking A-level maths as well as a T level, or do you think a T level would take up too much of our time?
My personal view is the T level is 600 hours a year. It's a lot of hours, plus the industrial placement, so it is tough to get the A-level maths in. You would probably have to do it in the evening to be able to fit it in with the schedule. So it is a lot. It's not undoable. It is doable, but it's just a lot of work. So if you were doing maths in addition, it's being realistic and knowing that it would take you a lot of time to do the T level and an A level.
Perfect, thank you very much. So if anyone has any more questions around the construction T levels, it's very simple to get the answers. You can go to our website, follow the instructions to ask a question, and that will send the messages direct to the staff that teach them. So if you do have any thoughts after that session presentation that pop up, don't be a stranger, do get in touch and we'll help you out. So thank you again, Helen. The next part of the presentation is with Scott Hutton. Scott is the program manager and head of our engineering department, and he's going to talk to us about the T levels that are available in his area. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Stephen. Good afternoon, I'm Scott Hutton, the head of engineering, and we're discussing the engineering T levels. And if we go for the next slide, please, Katie. So, same as before, what Helen discussed, engineering T levels explore materials and the properties and the design and processing techniques used to turn them into useful products. The main thing to take into account with regards to the T levels for engineering, same as construction, what Helen's been discussing before, we've got a year 1, which is obviously the core year, then you specialise within the year 2 into different specialisms. But the main areas you'll be looking at within that year 1, so we're looking at mathematics, so engineering mathematics for engineering manufacturing. We're looking at essential science for engineering manufacturing, materials and their properties, mechanical principles, electronic principles, and mechatronics. So I don't know if anybody's aware, but mechatronics is where engineering is moving towards. No longer is it becoming distinct between electrical engineering and mechanical engineering. It's more moving towards mechatronics, which is a concept linking both together. If you think about robotics, you've got mechanical aspects also linking with electrical aspects as well. So that's where the industry is moving towards. Also working within the engineering and manufacturing sectors, engineering and manufacturing past, present and future. So thinking about how manufacturing changed within historically to what we're doing present day and how it's progressing towards the future as well. We'll be looking at engineering representations, engineering manufacturing control systems, so what control systems we use within engineering and manufacturing. We'll also be looking at quality management, so within the industry we work within the concept of what's called quality. So we're actually designing and manufacturing things to a quality standard. We'll also be looking at the fundamentals of engineering, which is the health and safety principles and coverage, business, commercial and financial awareness. So not only is it the aspect of manufacturing and maintaining, but also thinking of engineering within the business, commercial and financial areas of industry as well. We're looking at professional responsibilities, attitudes and behaviours, stock and asset management, continuous improvement and project and programme management as well. That's all within the year one core, and that doesn't matter which of the T levels you do, all the cores will be the same within that year one. And also please be aware that also within that year one, like Helen said before, they're all examinations based as well, whereas the old level 3 BTECs were a mixture of exams stroke assignments. These are all examinations. So we've got a paper 1 examination, which is about 2-hour exam. We've got a paper 2 examination, which is again another 2-hour exam, and we've also, similar to construction, we've got an employer set projects as well, all within that year one, before you progress to year 2, and then you specialise within your areas. So there's 3 engineering pathways available. We've got design and development, and that's the main one we're actually focusing on. Maintenance, installation and repair, manufacturing, process and control. So there are 3 engineering pathways you'll have available at the start, be it the core at the start, and then you specialise in within year 2. So for the occupational specialist content, you can look at mechanical engineering, electrical and electronic engineering, control and instrumentation engineering and structural engineering. So the mechanical engineering, electrical and electronic engineering are your bread and butter of engineering per se at the moment anyway. But another area we've got control and instrumentation engineering as well. So that is looking at electronics, so how we use control and instrumentation within electrical engineering. And also the final one, and that's the link between Aldershot and ourselves, i.e. construction and engineering. We're looking at structural engineering, so the concepts of engineering, how it links to basically structural engineering, so creating structures within industry as well. So there's some examples of related careers to design and development. We've got the CAD technician, so computer aided design technician, and also the 3D printing technician as well. So 3D printing is a wide range used concept within the industry. So as a company, you'll be designing a component on the CAD suite, i.e. on the computer for a representation. That will be printed out on a 3D print and what's called the prototype. So as a team, you're designing a component, designing the CAD drawing of the component, 3D printing that out to actually have a look at it and feel exactly what you actually want to move forward and manufacture. If not, you can go back to the CAD and redesign it a little bit till it comes to exactly what you want. Then that goes into full-scale production, maybe batch, or you may be making millions of these various components within this industry through the CNC process. So for the maintenance, installation, repair, again, another occupational specialist content, we've got a choice between maintenance engineering technologies mechanical, maintenance engineering technologies mechatronic, maintenance engineering technologies electrical and electronic, and we've got also control and instrumentation, and the final one there, we've got maintenance, installation, repair for light and electric vehicles. So as you can see, that last section there, that is the link between engineering and motor vehicle. So for the maintenance, installation, repair, we've got related careers again. We've got quite a wide ranging area. We've got engineering maintenance technicians. You've got marine engineering technician as well. So that's another area within marine. Mechanical engineering technicians, wind turbine technician. That's a big thing in the industry at the moment with their renewable energies. We've got textile machinery technician, maintenance fitters, vehicle body repairers, motor mechanic, auto electrician, motor vehicle breakdown engineers and telecoms engineers. So as you can see, from the basis of the core to the specialism, there's a wide range of related careers within them areas. So the final area there, we've got maintenance, process and control. We've got a choice between production technologies, manufacturing technologies, processing and material technologies. So the 4 specialisms within the manufacturing processes and control. And again, we've got some related careers there. We've got electronics technician, aerospace engineering technician as well. So anybody wanting to move into the world of aerospace and aeronautical engineering. We've got electrical engineering technician, mechanical engineering technicians, boat building, materials technician, engineering construction craft worker, blacksmithing, welding, materials technician and non-destructive testing technician. I don't know if a lot of people are aware of what non-destructive testing technician is, but that's a very sort of like very specialised area where if you've got something like Formula 1 racing, that'll be a special technician who'll be checking for any cracks or propagation or any sort of like breakdowns within basically components within the industry. Very specialist. So why Farnborough then? So we've already established in connecting students with work placements and have great links with local employers. So some of the examples we've got links with, we've got Airbus, BAE Systems, Bartley Homes, TAG, so TAG over at Farnborough Airport, Churchill Construction, Gulfstream, Aspire Defence, Lumen, Peninsula Heating and Construction, NRT Construction, but that is just a few. We've got many more on top of that as well. We've got lecturers bring subjects to life by drawing on their own experience of working in the industry, and from an aspect of from the engineering, all the lecturers within the engineering department are people from the industry as well. So we've got people from the world of aeronautical engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering as well. So they've had the industry experience and they're bringing that to the students within the college as well. So we've developed new dedicated facilities for each of our T-level subject areas. So anybody who's visited the areas, as you can see on the board there, yeah. So we've got we've got the Aldershot College towards the left, which is construction, and as you can see, various other construction areas as well, the other 4 sections as well. So we've got a lot of bench work, and as you can see, the top right there, we've got a massive construction area where we're actually constructing a roofing section as well. So we do construction to quite a good depth. There's a lot of practical work going on there. So from the engineering aspects in there, as you can see the left picture there showing the electronic suite, and what I want to really get across there is we've got enough areas there for each and every student, so each and every student has got access to soldering, circuit work, breadboard building. We will also be doing sort of diagnosis of various circuitry as well. Top centre section there, we've got the aerospace area as well, so we've got our Cessna 172, which we use with the full-time and the aeronautical students. Top right section there, we've got the top floor of the AAA, which is the manufacturing. So we've got lathe, bench work, milling machines and CNC machines up there. So we get the hand skills alongside the academic content. Bottom middle section there, you can see we've got the welding department where we do MIG and TIG welding for our apprentices, full-time and part-time students. And bottom right section there, we've got the 3D printing facility as well, which we use with the manufacturing and production design. So for progression, so the T-levels are great for keeping your options open. You can choose between moving into a skilled occupation with the new skills that you've learnt, higher or degree level apprenticeships, high level technical study, including higher education. So you may also have the option to stay with us for a degree at University Centre Farnborough. So also to add to that, what we've created this year, as you can see on the next slide, we've got the B.Eng Honours Engineering degree top up as well. So we've got that in the 3 areas. We've got aeronautical, mechanical and electrical and electronic engineering as level 6. And also above that, we've got level 4, level 5, i.e. HNC and HND, again in aeronautical, mechanical, electrical and electrical engineering. So UCAS tariffs, let's talk about UCAS, so well, the relationship between both. So if you're looking from a UCAS tariff point, for 168 for a T-level overall grade, we're looking at a distinction star. So that's an A star on the core and distinction in the occupational specialisms, and for an A level that'll be a AAA star across ways. Moving downwards, we've got a 144 UCAS tariff, again for a T-level equivalent for a distinction, and the A-level equivalent is the AAA. For a 120 UCAS tariff, we've got a T-level overall grade of a merit, and that is an A-level equivalent of a BBB, all the way down to the 72, which is your pass, and the A-level equivalent will be the triple D. So as we can see on the screen there, joining us is simple. Visit farn-ct.ac.uk and search for the T-level pathway you're interested in. Add the course to your basket and follow the steps to apply online. That will then invite you for a short interview, attend the summer college in June, and then you can enrol with us hopefully in August. So again, coming up right this week, on Wednesday the 6th of April, we've got T-levels in digital IT, and Thursday the 7th, we've got T-levels in business and accounting. Thank you. Any questions with regards to construction or myself for engineering?
What we'll do, Scott, because we've got a bit of a delay, there's a 30-second delay or so, we think. So is there anything that you've come across at open events with people visiting, asking questions? Is there any common themes that people have around T-levels in particular compared with the BTEC that people are sort of used to?
I think it's mainly from the aspects of the understanding what they are. And like it's been mentioned before, they are an A-level equivalent, and again equivalent to the tried and tested level 3 BTECs. And the main difference is the aspect of it's got the work placement alongside it as well. All right.
Perfect. Let's just see if we've got any new ones. So those employer links are really key, aren't they? Because we're in a really convenient parts of the country, to be honest, with both construction and engineering for lots of relevant employers. Because I know when I've been at schools, people are often a bit anxious about work placements and, and there being enough local companies that are relevant. So I don't know if you could talk through some of the companies and what students are doing with them for engineering. Is that?
I mean, we've got fantastic links with the local employers, and I mean currently we've got the year 2s and we've got links with TAG Aviation, 2XL, Kinetic, Siemens, BAE Systems, and I would say looking at our year 2s, which are progressing from the BTEC extended diploma currently at the moment, yes, we've got a proportion which are progressing onto university, but I would suggest around about 2/3 to nearly a half are currently in the process of either securing apprenticeships or working towards apprenticeships at the moment. There's so much choice out there with various companies which are currently on board with us at the moment. And another one we, like I said, we had a meeting with regards to on the other week is Kinetic, who are based over in, they've got a basis over in Farnborough, but they've also got a base and a link also with the Ministry of Defence as well. So they're looking at coming on board with regards to our T-levels, working with us, and also designing the employer-led project as well, and have it as a link for moving on progression for apprenticeships with themselves in the future as well. That's just one of the companies, and there's many other companies which are on board as well. It's possible.
And we've had a question, are the hours the same for the engineering pathway as the construction pathway? Is it also 4 days? I think if I jump in, Scott, all the T-levels have the same number of hours, don't they?
They do. They're all the same, yeah. All the same format.
Yeah. Okay, we'll just leave it open for questions for a few more moments. But the engineering facilities are incredible, aren't they? We always see the look on faces at open events, and people love seeing the fact they've got, there's a life-size aircraft in the hangar, there's the avionics suite, there's 3D printers. I don't think there's anything else we could have in the college, is there, realistically? So students joining us now, there's never been a better time after all that investment.
No, I totally agree. In another area we've got, you may have mentioned, we may not have mentioned, we've also got the composite suite as well. So we've got the composite suite. We're obviously working with apprentices, but we're also going to be bringing that online with regards to looking at for the future of the T-levels as well and linking it all together. So we've got a fantastic composite centre, which was designed in conjunction with the National Composite Centre as well. And to be fair, I think it's the only composite centre in the college throughout the country. So we've got some fantastically resourced areas there as well.
Yeah. Well, there's no more questions, so I think I will close things off. If anyone's got any last minute questions, do type them in rapidly so I get to see them in time before disconnecting things. So for anyone who's interested in finding out a bit more, if you want to look at the details of the course, obviously there's lots of courses and lots of pathways. So all the information is on the website. So you can find the T level you're most interested in. And then within that, you'll find the sort of different specialisms that you can choose in that second year. You can also ask a question from there. So if you've got any thoughts, any questions that come up following this presentation, do send us a message. You can also make the direct application. And those applications are nice and quick. They only take about 15 minutes or so. And then you can start your journey to joining us. So applications are still very much open for this September. The engineering pathways are always very popular though. So we do recommend that you apply as soon as you think you're interested in one of those, because you can always change your mind later. You don't have to, you're not committing to that course. So you can apply for as many courses and as many colleges as you like. You don't have to make that final decision just yet. When you do get your GCSE results on the 25th of August this year, that's the time at which you kind of finalize your plans. But it's incredibly useful for us to know broadly what people's plans are now, so that you can have a smooth transition. You can come to summer college, have all your ducks in a row, and then join us without having to worry about what you may or may not be doing. So we haven't had any more questions. So thank you very much again, Scott. And for those attending, we hope to see many of you in September. Thanks again for joining us. This recording will be made available on the website soon. So if you want to catch the beginning, if you missed anything, or just recap on anything, do pop by there in the next couple of days and we'll publish it there. Okay, thanks again. Cheers. Bye now.
Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.